During the latter part of the 19th century, the educational possibilities for young women in the Appalachian region were extremely limited. While it was the 3 R's for men, reading, writing, and arithmetic, it was the 3 C's for young women. That's cooking and cleaning and taking care of the children. This is Joseph Harrison. He was an uneducated Baptist minister. He had become acquainted with Hollins University near Roanoke and had noticed that unlike most colleges of the day, they were teaching young women a core curriculum of math, science, and language skills like reading and writing. To Reverend Harrison, it was obvious that by teaching women to read and write, education would give them many more options to the many problems that would arise in their lives. Around 1880, Minister Harrison moved with his family from Roanoke to Glade Springs, Virginia, with the intention of starting a school to educate the poor and disenfranchised young women of Southwest Virginia.
So he went through the countryside collecting money on his horse, and his horse's name was John the Baptist, which was very appropriate. And he got enough money to start the school, and the session started in '83, but it was school year '83-'84.
The school was nothing like a college or even a finishing school. In fact, when the doors first opened, classes were being taught to some people who had almost no formal education. And in that first year, there were only 13 students. But in just a few short years, the school had advanced its curriculum and managed to outgrow its original building, living up to its grandiose name of the Southwest Virginia Institute.
Bristol wanted them. The Baptists here in Bristol wanted them. So in 1891, they started building the main building here. When they finished that, it was in 1893-94. was the move to Bristol. They had a couple hundred students.
But almost immediately the young college started having financial problems. It was the cost of the property, the new buildings, and offering education to low-income families made it hard to manage and collect income that could support a successful college. The college went through 4 changes in the president's office in 5 years, and with every new president came a new direction for the college and its fundraising. But the local Baptist community was not about to allow their new college to fail.
I think the Virginia Baptists saved them, mostly people from the First Baptist Church here in Bristol.
Educating hundreds of students is expensive, and educating poor students was not paying the bills. So in 1908, the college began changing. The first big change was its name.
Samuel Edmondson, who was a faculty member at VI, and he was the one that named the school Virginia Intermont, because VI had a bunch of different names, from Southwest Virginia Female Institute to Virginia Institute to finally Virginia Intermont College. Edmondson came up with the name Intermont, meaning among the mountains. So the name stuck, Virginia Intermont College.
Then in 1910, VI became the very first 2-year institution to be accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools as a junior college.
Junior college consisted of some high school as well as the first 2 years of college. Oh, it was a big thing. It was a turning point in education at the time, nationally. And so there were a lot of junior colleges around.
And at the time, many thought of an all-girl junior college as simply a finishing school for the daughters of wealthy families.
VI wasn't a finishing school, but Dr. Knopfsinger did tell the representatives who traveled, getting students in admissions to get wealthy families, wealthy students. And that was not the mission of the first, the founder. I've quoted one of the representatives who said, you've got to have money to run a school. And that if there were good students who couldn't afford it, that, we could give them scholarships and let them come on.
When Looking Back returns, we'll learn that an old ghost story is nothing to be afraid of.